than I thought. Like, the rule is just if they go outside, they put a slow down. If they stay inside, they don't. And they're both, like, super understanding of it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, really good. It's going good.
Nice. That's rad. Well, awesome.
Oh.
I'm glad it's a blast for you.
Thanks.
Well, keep it up. I heard it's supposed to be a good week, so that's fun.
You're so weird. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm great, dude.
You promise?
Mm-hmm. Yep. What are you up to? Yes, they cook some good foods and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool. Awesome. Sweet, bro.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, anything I can do for you?
No, I'm great. Crushing it, living life. So super fun.
Super fun. Well, I miss ya.
Miss ya. Keep it up, huh? Have a good day.
Why are you being so strange?
Mm.
Are you okay, girl?
Yeah, good.
Okay. You would tell me?
Okay, sounds good. I love you. Have a good day. Hope you guys are having a blast.
What can I do? I feel bad.
Don't feel bad. Nothing to feel bad about.
John, I can tell you're not okay. Thomas?
Good. I'm good. Okay, sounds good. Well, have a great day.
Okay.
Okay, talk to you later.
Okay, I love you.
I love you. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for being here. If you got a question, you can go ahead and ask me. I am just studying the 61103 eligibility requirements to become a private pilot, which is pretty cool. Um, if you got a question, you can ask if you'd like. I am if you are looking to get your private pilot's license, 61103 goes through your eligibility. So, if you want to become a private pilot, a person must, oh, that's cool, be at least 17 years of age for a rating in other than a glider or balloon. So if it's an airplane, yes, that's what we're talking to. So 17. You have to speak English, receive logbook endorsement from an authorized instructor who, and then this is where the authorized instructor makes sure that you're set, that you've done your knowledge test, that you've gotten the proper training, that you've done a home study course, and that you've received flight training in the areas of 107, which is all of your flight experience. So it's an hour's aeronautical experience, and there's things that you have to be proficient in maneuvers wise. And then you have to have all the proper endorsements in order to take the practical test. So that's pretty cool there. And yeah. Thank you for voting. Hello. If you got a question, you can. Hey, if you guys have a question, you can write it down in the chat and I'll be able to answer it for you. And in other words, I'm reading in 61103 today, eligibility requirements. I'm actually thinking that we also go through the pilot's handbook, because this is a good book. I mean, let's see here. Can I get the whole thing? Yeah, full version. Yeah, now, does it let me? So, pilot's handbook, let's go through the table of contents here. If you read the PHAC and the airplane flying handbook, you should be able to. Thanks, Marty. Really appreciate it, man. And thanks for being here. That's awesome. Appreciate you hopping in. Really, if you go through the pilot's handbook of aeronautical knowledge and the airplane flying handbook, you will learn everything you need to know. And then if you go to the ACS where the examiner is going to test you on all these things, everything that you were tested on in the ACS is found in here. Yeah, it's all really good stuff. Actually, if we go to chapter 1 here, should be at 117. Let's see here. So 117 talks about a private pilot, one who flies for personal or business. And it should. Let's see. ATP. Okay. Let's see. Sport pilot. Oh no, this is good too. Aircraft classifications and ultralights. So a lot of people get confused about category and classes. So right here it talks about these are different categories: airplane, glider, lighter than an aircraft, which would be airship, air balloon, powered lift, which could be, let's see here, heavier than aircraft capable of vertical takeoff. Okay, interesting. But that's not a helicopter. Power parachute, rocket, rotorcraft, rocket. That's crazy. Weight shift control. And then within each of those is a class. So airplane, rotorcraft, glider, lighter than air. And then the class describes that. So does it go through them? It doesn't. That's kind of interesting. But anyway. I wonder if, yeah, it doesn't even go through. Basic requirements for student pilot. Okay. Becoming pilot, knowledge skill tests, practical test. It's all ACS now. That's old. Wow, it doesn't really go into that very much. Well, Marty, I don't know if you're still here, but did you see this? Did you see this? Hold on. So let's see. See, we need to see because it looks like they're crossing paths, and you can see his weight from a ways out. Wow, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, that's wild because if you look at the here, let me go back to this. If you look at 91 115 right of way rules, vessel shall proceed with careful regard to existing circumstances. So um that would be careful regard to existing circumstances would be like if that boat was sitting there not moving and that plane is like, okay, they're 500 feet from me, I'm going to take off, they're not moving, and right when they put that power on, the plane gets into plowing mode and you can't see now off that right side, and that could have been when the boat started to go, and then that plane just didn't see him and the boat guy just didn't know. So that and we're only seeing these videos when the plane is right when they're about to hit. I would love to see when the plane added power that with that because that was a designated landing and taking off spot, and so that could be, yeah, Marty, yep. I'm just talking about because I've had so many people ask me who's to blame, who's at fault. And yeah, so there could be marine charts, there could be boats that have on their marine charts, you can't be in this area at all. And then that would put the blame on the guy. However, I did hear that the boat driver got charged with a DWI, so that probably just puts him, gives all the blame to him. The one issue about it is that a boat driver you don't need a license to drive the boat. You don't have to go through years of schooling. And so even if both get penalized, the boat guy isn't going to get nearly as big of a punishment as the plane driver. Because if the aviator guy, if he gets a penalty or loses license stuff, that could screw him over, especially if that was his career path, you know. And let's see, Will's got something here. John, huge fan here. Thank you, Will. Love you. Thanks for being here. Listen, I'm going to keep this short. Oh, no way, Marty. That's crazy. Excuse me. By the way, Marty, I'm flying to Montreal tomorrow, so that should be fun. If you got any wrecks, let me know. I'm trying to get laid ASAP, so I'm wondering how fast I can get a license to fly a good plane. Thanks in advance. Yeah, Will, good luck, brother. The training's tough, but I think you can do it. And it's definitely going to help, man. It's definitely going to help. Oh, man, I appreciate you guys being here. Marty, love it. Vancouver, I'm really excited. This is my first time actually being in Canada tomorrow. So pretty excited. Hopefully Montreal is pretty cool. So going to be fun. Okay, yep. So that's 91-115. That's right-of-way rules for water operations. And once again, that could change based on who is what it says in the marine charts. So let's go to table of documents here. Now, we had somebody last week ask what the difference was between 91-203 and 91-215. So I'd like to answer that question just for a second here. And Will, what are you going to CA for? Oh, to Canada for? I have training in Montreal for the jet that we fly, the Challenger 650 that we have. So I am going to be doing my recurrent training for that. And I'm only there for 2 days. So yeah. But hopefully there's a Tin Tai Fung there. Okay, so 205. So 205 talks about the required equipment if you're going to fly a plane, and in part 91. So you'll see here, we use acronyms. And for VFR day right here, we use an acronym called 8 Tomato Flames, and I'll explain that in just a second. And then we use for VFR night an acronym called FLAPS. And then there's another one even for instrument. So for VFR day, we use an acronym, 8 Tomato Flames. And it's just, if there's one thing pilots are never short of, it's acronyms. So like A is the airspeed indicator. T for the 8 Tomato Flames is tachometer for each engine. So you go through this, and this is what is required if you're going to fly VFR day. Now, 91-213, let's go over to that, is what you do if you have all of these pieces of equipment on your plane, but one of them is broken. How can you still be allowed to fly if one of them is broken? So, and that's a whole process that you can go through. You go through your MEL. If you don't have an MEL, you go through your configuration deviation list, which is what most planes have in these. And then you go through that. You then would have to placard it in op, put it in the maintenance logbook, and sometimes even get a special ferry permit. So Will says, when's your next competition? Honestly, I'm thinking either end of this year or maybe the same one I did in June, at the start of this month next year, because yeah, I was gonna try and do an end of the summer, but it's just not realistic. We're so busy for work, and I also just wanted to relax for a bit. So yeah, probably end of the year or next summer. But I want to gain a lot of weight and really take first place this time. So yeah, thanks for asking, Will. Love you, brother. Hey, thanks for being here, Will. Okay, yep. Hey, thank you, dude. Will says you're first in my book, and I appreciate that, Will. I appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully I can get first at some point. But so 91213 says no person can take off with an inoperative instrument or equipment that's installed in the plane unless these conditions are met. So it says an approved MEL list exists for that aircraft. Well, it doesn't for us. We don't have an MEL. Okay. So you have a special ferry permit or a flight permit. The approved minimum equipment list must. Okay. We don't have that. The aircraft records records available to the pilot must include an entry labeling the inoperative. So you have to have a logbook entry of it. The aircraft is operated under all applicable conditions and limitations contained in the MEL. Yep, don't have the MEL. Okay, the following instruments may not be included in an MEL. So if we don't have that, instruments and equipment that are either specifically or otherwise required by the airworthiness requirement under which it was. So you have to look at the type certificate data sheet, the TCDS, which I could pull that up for you in just a bit. I will look. Okay, we got a question here from Riley Tucker. Thank you, Riley, for writing in. Appreciate you being here, dude. I'm flying at UVU. That's awesome, man. I just toured their facility actually not too long ago. We've talked before. Oh, okay, great. Maybe you've answered this, but what's a good way to get into the corporate aviation world? So for me, Riley, I got into it because it was word of mouth. I knew somebody that knew a guy that was looking for a plane, and they were looking for a pilot. So they ended up setting it up with me. So networking is never a bad thing. Always super important. And then also LinkedIn, they use a lot for these corporate jobs to find pilots and stuff. But really, you want to get hours, because if they can see that you have jet time, then these corporate places will look for you too. So yeah, I mean, my co-pilot also, his was word of mouth. But we have what you call unicorn jobs in the corporate world, where we don't work for a company that rents us out to a bunch of planes. We just work for a company that owns a plane. And so that was all word of mouth. But there can be, yeah, man. I mean, try and just connect with as many people as you know. And yeah. Yeah. And Riley, if you message me too, man, I mean, you can, if you're at UVU, you can come swing by the hangar. I'll show you our planes, and and I'll introduce you to a couple of people, which could be great, man. So give me a message on Instagram. Okay. And thanks for writing in. I really appreciate it. Will says, my 1966 182J doesn't fly straight. How did my 182, which everyone swears shows no evidence of any major damage, get out of rig? What has to be done to fix it? So, Will, I'm having a tough time believing you, Will, but you know, these planes will get out of rig without major damage. And if it doesn't fly straight, that could just be one of the rudder settings, which there's a trim tab in the back that maintenance can kind of fix just a little bit to make sure that it flies straight at cruise. And check your rudder trim, dude. You may need to get your rudder trim a little more configured up at cruise. But I would have your mechanic take a look at that trim tab at the end. And those things just take a little bit of work to get it straight. And yeah, as they get beat up a little bit, they kind of get set in their ways, and you just got to ease them back into it. So hope that helps, Will. Good luck, and let me know, man. 66 182J, that's a beautiful plane. I love it, brother. Yep. So Riley, yep. Awesome, dude. Yeah. Message me. That'd be great. She flies like butter, dude. I bet, man. Oh, man. That sounds nice, Will. That sounds smooth. Now, are you guys getting into House of the Dragon? Because season 2 starts today. I'm excited to watch that episode tonight. So I'm all for Rhaenyra though. Yeah, all for Rhaenyra. Okay, we got 20 more minutes here. So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. And I actually Will, I am shocked you think she's hot because I don't think she's very hot. I think the younger Rhaenyra was a good looking chick. Uh, she was cute for sure. Yeah, older Rhaenyra though, I'm not vibing with. But hey, teach their own. Allison, actually, I don't like at all. She's cuckoo, but I think she's kind of cute. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Yep. So yeah. Okay. So 91,213. So this is the other thing. Let's go down to. Yep. And then the very last thing for inoperative instrument and equipment, you have to make as the pilot a determination that you can do this flight with this piece of equipment that's inoperative and it does not constitute a hazard to the aircraft. So in the end, it's all you. And then you got to make sure that you're going to be safe when you do it. So, well, you're living out in Bakersfield, huh? Is that might be throwing you off a little bit there, brother? Okay, guys, let's see here. 91. Let's go back to part 91. And let's go to table of contents. We can see. Excuse me. Okay, well. Yeah. Inoperative. Yeah. Okay. Great. Let's see here. Will says, is there a way to separate controls for the pilot and co-pilot? Not in these small planes. Unfortunately, they're connected because they're going to be able to help instructors. There's a way to get the controls removed so that there's just one set of controls, but they're both there. Jets do have ways where you can disconnect them and things like that if you have a jam and stuff. But yeah, that's a whole nother deal. Mike, happy birthday, big dog. Thanks, Mike. Love you, brother. Thanks for being here. Riley Tucker, how'd you build hours? So Riley, I was CFI, CFII, MEI. I also got my my AGI and my IGI. And I taught for CAE at Falcon Field Airport in Mesa, Arizona. And then I finished up getting my hours teaching at ATP Flight School where I went to school. So, yeah. I always recommend, I think that flight instructing is the best way to get your 1,500 hours. A lot of people, though, some people do banner towing. I mean, I think these are all way fun experiences that you can have getting hours. But yeah, there's going to be people that get hours by just buying their own plane. And if you can financially do that, that's freaking awesome. But yeah, a lot of people just need to make money doing it while they're trying to get all those hours. So I did it flight instructing, yeah. But banner towing would have been fun. Will says, Riley, thanks for the question, by the way. Will says, what's the cheapest, quickest way to get my license? Will, this is a good question. And for a small little plane, yeah. If you want to get just your private pilot's license, cheapest and quickest way is probably going to be going through a little mom and pop shop, finding or just going to your local airport. At Bakersfield Airport, man, you could just go find, I'm sure there's going to be a private instructor there, and just pay an instructor. You guys come up with a deal, see how much they'll charge you. I'm sure they have access to a plane. Figure out how much they're going to charge you, and then go to and just try and get your license with him. One thing that people forget is the minimum to get your private pilot's license is 40 hours. But you know what the national average is? 75. So if you are trying to get your private pilot's license and you think, okay, I'm going to do it at 40 hours, I'll tell you what, those 40 hours come quick. And a lot of people just need another 10 hours really to kind of. I got my license at 56 hours, I think, something like that, 60 hours. And yeah, you really just 40 comes quick, man. And if you have a great instructor, for sure you can do it. But the national average is 75. So I always tell people if you're budgeting for it and you can get it calculated, excuse me, I would plan for a little more going over the 40. And the instructor will help you calculate it out. In fact, what you can do is calculate instructor time, which generally instructors are charging about $60 to $100 an hour. And then plane rentals is like between $100 and $150 an hour. So just by that simple math, you can calculate 10 to 12 grand in costs. And then I would add another 5 grand for you got to get books, you got to get all these things, you got to get ForeFlight, and those are all subscription stuff. So yeah, good question. Well, hope that helps, man. Let me know if you get a plane. I would love to get one too. Dan says, happy birthday. Thanks, bro. I love you, man. And thanks for being here, bro. That's sweet. Emma got me this hat, by the way. Deus Ex Machina. Will, it's harder to fly in hot weather because of turbulence? Yes, it's for turbulence and mostly engine performance, because your engine performance decreases as the air gets hotter because air molecules expand out, and that creates less engine performance because you now have less air that's getting thrust off of that propeller, and then you get less engine power because there's less air molecules interacting with that fuel combustion. And then, yeah, you are getting bumped around with turbulence and stuff, but it's called density altitude. It's the air that your plane or you feel like you're at. And when it's hot, that density altitude goes up and planes really struggle. I mean, to give you an example, we could look at a performance, but you could take off in a plane full weight at 2,000 or at MSL. Let's say you're in California, mean sea level. You could take off in like a Cessna 182 max weight in probably 1,500 feet. Okay. If you take that plane straight up to 10,000 feet, so you're in Jackson Hole now and you're trying to take off at max takeoff weight, it could take up to 4,000 feet to get up to speed in order to take off. So it drastically changes. No, it doesn't take more gas. This is the interesting thing. Then this is why some planes you cruise a little bit higher up, Will, is because the air to gas ratio is 16-1. So the higher up you go, the less air there is, the less fuel you use and you conserve gas a little bit. So you do burn a little bit of less gas, but you also get less engine performance. So yeah, good question, Will. Thanks. Dan, what's your favorite plane to fly and why? So my boss has a pink Kodiak. And Dan, thanks for the question. Love you, bro. That's my brother, by the way, for everyone. We have a pink Kodiak that y'all may have seen on my social media and stuff. But this pink Kodiak, we just put it on floats, and it is the funnest thing to fly. I'm telling you, landing on water is truly, it just makes me feel like a little bit of what the Wright brothers must have felt when they were like, whoa, we can fly. That just must have been a crazy feeling. And being able to land on the water is like, whoa, this is real. You can do this. It's crazy. What's the limit of height your plane can go? Let's say the Cessna. It's a good question. The Cessna is rated, I think, up to 16,000 feet, 16.5. And it kind of depends on what engine they have. But man, I've never really taken my Cessna above 12.5, because above 12.5, you then get into oxygen requirements. And if you don't have oxygen, then you start to run into some issues there. And the engine performance starts to get real bad above 12,500 feet. That the plane just struggles up there. So yeah, you don't really go higher than that. Where are you at with your heli license? Says Will. I got my pilot's license, my private pilot's license. So yeah, my boss wanted to hold off on getting a helicopter though, so we're just kind of waiting around. But yeah, I got my private helicopter license, which was so cool. Kale, what's up, brother? Thanks for being here, dude. In Air Force ROTC now, hoping to go pilot. Still have plenty of time to think about this, but what are some pros and cons of going commercial or private after my career in the Air Force is done? Awesome question, Kale. Thank you, man. This is what I tell people because I flew commercial and then moved to private. And a lot of people think it was because I hated commercial. I loved commercial. I just ended up finding this job that was a unicorn job, they say. It's the greatest type of corporate flying you can do because you just work for a company that owns the planes. You just work with them, and the owner is super cool and nice and stuff. So it's great. The two things that I tell people to be wary of with commercial is that quality of life is something that is so much more important than I thought it would be. I thought like, it's kind of fun. You're living an adventure and stuff. But after 2 years at the airlines, I really was struggling with waking up early, gone for 4 days, and you're not really exploring. Like, yeah, you can travel, but you're not traveling to go sightseeing and stuff. You're traveling, you're doing 4 legs in a day. You get to the hotel, it's 10 p.m. at night, you go to bed, you wake up early for the next set of 4 legs, you know? So, yeah. But once you get to a legacy airline and you get senior there, you're going to have a great life because you fly, 10 days a month and they're all longer hours. You're international flying, you're barely working, you're making bank. I mean, that's so sweet. That's why I like Legion a lot too, because they do local flying. So you're always home every night, which I think is the coolest thing. Yeah, man. And private is so fun. I work for one company, but there's a lot of people that work for a company that rents them out to a bunch of people with planes. So that can be a little bit more difficult. They use you a lot more. So yeah, because some of these corporate jobs, you're like 14 days on, 14 days off. And so you're gone for a long time. So hope that helps, Kale. And thanks, man. Good luck at your trading. Let's see. Will says, are you a licensed instructor? Yes, I am a CFI, CFII, MEI. I am an advanced ground instructor and an instrument ground instructor. And I have my basic ground instructor license as well. So yeah, a lot of teaching. I'm actually hoping to become a DPE. So that's what I'm applying for right now. But yeah, Will says, what do you charge? Seriously considering. Will, I charge a little bit more just because I go all in with my students. And I also have other jobs. It's not my full time anymore. I love teaching, but my time is very expensive to me. So yeah, I charge $100 an hour. You'll find instructors though that low time instructors $50 an hour. Some instructors are $70 an hour. You'll kind of find some that that can kind of fit. But yeah, I don't have all the time in the world anymore. I'm so busy. So yeah, it's just a little bit more expensive with me because when I teach somebody, I commit to it. So but Will, let me know, brother. That'd be fun. We could work something out. Will, you should become a pilot though, man. Freaking rad. Way fun. Yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun there. Yep. Mm-hmm. Here, I'm gonna do a poll, you guys. Let's see here. Will, what do you mean Pearl Harbor? Are you saying good movie or because that's a tough historical context there. Tanner Barnett, what up, brother? Love you, man. Where are you at with Aviator Edge? We are filming again end of this month, and we just about got private completely finished. We're redoing some of private, and then we're working on instrument right now. But the course is available on school.com, SKOOL.com. That's Alex Hormozzi's forum. And it's kind of a community thing. It's a monthly cost, but it's great because you get access to ask us any questions, anything like that. So yeah, love you, Tanner. How's your training going, brother? Here, let's do real quick. Let's do a poll here. Let's do The Boys or House of the Dragons. Okay. Which are you watching this weekend? The Boys, season 4, obviously, and House of the Dragons. I am working on. Let me know which one you guys are. I'm working on The Boys. I haven't started either yet because House of the Dragon, I have like 2 episodes left, and The Boys, I'm getting there. Yeah. Tanner says, need to start it back up. The itch is real bad to get back in the air. Yeah, dude. I agree, man. Hey, I'm trying to get checked out actually at the school. I think you were at Centerline, right? In Spanish. I am trying to get checked out in one of their planes so I can go fly because my boss, well, we sold that Cessna, so I don't have that Cessna anymore. So I really would just wanted to stay up to date with these little Cessnas and teaching and stuff because I want to become a DP. So pretty good to me. But yeah, dude, I feel ya. Going a week without flying is like, frick, I need to get in the air. So yeah. Okay, so House of the Dragons is totally winning out, which is shocking to me because let's see, we got 3,000 votes already. Holy cow. 3,000 votes on House of the Dragons, 100%. That's crazy. Yeah, text me, Tanner. And Will said the Cessna's gone. Yeah, we're selling it. It's not gone right now, but yeah, we're selling it. Yeah, making room for the new Pilatus that we just got. So, yeah. Yep. Yeah, awesome stuff, you guys. Let's see what else here. So, I know I want to fly to Bakersfield one last time, Will. I would love to do one last LA trip. But this is honestly, I think this will be the good push. This is going to push me to try and get my own plane. Yeah. And Tanner says, does your girlfriend know you're such a big jerk, or have you not broken it to the news yet? I'm trying to let it go as long as I possibly can. Because once you get them hooked long enough, and then you say, hey, by the way, I'm actually a jerk. Hopefully you've hooked them enough that they go, I like jerks. I'm going to stick with you. But yeah, unfortunately, I still make mistakes, and thankfully, she's pretty understanding. So, yeah, she's lovely. Let's see here. Yep. ATC light gun signals. That could be a fun one to go through. Let's just keep that in the background here. Will, let's meet in LA, brother. We can go somewhere. The old bait and switch. Got that right, brother. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. Hey guys, by the way, I want to do these lives every week. It really helps me to know if you enjoyed it. So if you do enjoy this, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Really helps me. All 3 of you. It's really going to help as far as the success of the channel goes. And paying everyone here at Pilot John Incorporated. There's a lot of salaries. A lot of stuff goes into it. And so far, we're putting everything back into business. We're putting everything back. Miss you, brother. I'll holler at you this week. Yeah, I love you, Tanner. You the man. Let's catch up, man. That'd be great. Take care, brother. So let's talk about light gun signals. So if you had a communication issue and your comms weren't working, this is what this is for. Is if you can't communicate with ATC, and so you have to communicate with them through light gun signals. So you'll see the section on the left is for aircraft on the surface, which honestly, yeah, it's good to have, but nobody cares because you're safe on the ground. Aircraft in flight, this is actually can be pretty important. And if you're a student pilot, make sure you ask your instructor, hey, can we ask Tower to show us a light gun signal because I want to see what it's like. And when you're on final coming into land, you can ask them, hey, could you give us a light gun signal? We'd just like to see what cleared to land is. And then they'll do steady green for you, and you can see it through the through the ATC tower. It's cool. It's a big flashlight that they have that that does it. It's way cool. So you have to learn these and know which one, because the examiner is going to ask you. He's going to say, "Hey, if you're flying and you have lost comms and you need to go, what is the lost comms procedures for for here? Let me go to this. What's the lost comm procedures if you run out, don't have any comms?" So then you can go to lost comm procedures, and then they'll ask you, okay, what do you do if you see this type of light? And they'll be like, okay, a steady red. And you go, oh, okay, let's give way to other aircraft, continue circling, which they wouldn't do. ATC generally would tell everybody else, hey, we have an aircraft that needs to land. They don't have comms. And they would tell everybody else to get out of the way, and then they'd clear you to land with a steady green, and then you come in. And yeah. So anyway, those are important to know. Yeah. And I like to just draw it out on my marker board. I'll write down these colors, meaning I'll write down ground and in flight, and then I'll just write which each one does, and then I'll check my work after, and then erase it and try it again, which really helps. So, yep. Hope that helps. Yada yada. Okay, let's see here. Two-way radio communication failure, VFR conditions. So right here, this talks about IFR. You have a little bit different of a procedure. You got to do certain things. VFR is literally, if you have a failure, you got to continue in VFR. And a lot of times it's just fly over an airport or observe the traffic pattern and not. And there's actually, I'm pretty sure, an advisory circular on this. Let's see. I think there is. Oh yeah, it's in the AIM. That's it. That's it. Yep. That's VFR. Okay. Will says, what's the difference between Navy, Army, Marine, and Air Force pilots? 100% not fully sure. I know that each of them are probably have pretty similar rigorous type of studying, training procedures and protocol and stuff. The Navy obviously is very well known with their pilots because they have the Blue Angels and yeah, so but hey, they're all incredible and they're all serving our country. That I salute them. So yeah, great question though. Let's see here. Yep. Oh, where'd that aim go? Oh, lost it. Okay. Okay. Yep. Here we go. Now, here's VFR. Fuel requirements. We'll get into all that later, actually, since we're coming up on an hour. But Will, I did see that documentary on the Blue Angels. Incredible, actually. I really liked it. If you haven't seen it yet, yeah, man, it's so good. So, yep. I'm going to take a photo here of everyone. Everyone here, which is you, Will. Thanks for being here, brother. Love you, man. Miss ya. Hey, we're going to get there. Someday, Will, I'm telling you, there's going to be 4,000 people watching this. Love you, brother. I miss you. We're going to try and come down this month. So thanks for being here, though, bro. See you soon. See you next week, dog. I'm closing up shop. Oh, sick, dude. No, I'm here for the 4th. So you going to Stadium on Fire? Yeah, me neither. Way too expensive. Yeah, it was too expensive for me. I didn't want to go. But that way, dude, we can all hang out. It'll be sick. We'll get our own fireworks and stuff. Yeah, yeah. I'm down. Okay, dude. I love you, bro. I'm out of here. Yeah, what up? Talk to me. Oh, dude, that Cessna is like 700 grand. Yeah, I know. I kind of want to talk to him and be like, I want to get a plane anyway. So would you anyway just help me buy it from you? Um, but man, 700K, so expensive. I would love to though. It'd be really cool for real, but I don't know. I'll talk to my boss. He's pretty chill, so hopefully that would be so sick though, dude. I could, but I would have to then you have to do a lot more maintenance and stuff if you're gonna rent it out. But I definitely could. That's for sure an option. So yeah. Yeah. One day. Maybe, bro. I'm actually looking at a plane right now, so hopefully. But I love that Cessna, man. Long live that Cessna. Okay, love you, doggy. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, for real. I'm hyped for that day, dude. And I'm gonna tell everyone you're my number one. You were here since day one. All right, love you, doggy. See you, bro.